ever played a board game and wish for it to be more exciting? There's plenty of board games out there that are, well, with no better way of putting it, boring. Long complex instructions, gameplay that chugs along, sometimes you just want a little excitement. Well, this week we're looking at Crossbows and Catapults Master Battle Set by Tomy, and this game is nothing but excitement. This is all out tabletop warfare. You can tell from the tatty, battered state of this box that my copy of this game was well used and well loved. Look at that artwork on the box, hand painted. I love seeing dedication to a theme like this. The fact that a company would hire a painter to create epic fantasy artwork for a children's board game. Of course, the first thing you notice is the two dueling warlords, but look in the background. This poor fella is getting frazzled by this huge fireball. A small teaser there of the battle that awaits. Discover amazing world of warrior heroes, towering castles and brilliant all-action battle to play with your friends. The box proudly boasts over 100 pieces, and they're not kidding. Flipping the box over shows you what you get inside. What an odd inclusion for a board game, to show you everything that you're buying itemised on the back. It'd be like buying a copy of Monopoly and it listing 1 times dog, 1 times battleship, 1 times iron. On the box is clearly shown the mechanics of the game and the core gameplay concepts. That kid looks like his game has seriously taken a turn for the worse. Let's take a look at the instruction manual. It does a lot to introduce the two warring factions in the story leading up to battle. You take control of either the Impalers of the Clanic Shelf, a barbarian Viking-like army who live on a floating rock island above the world, who enjoy throwing their prisoners off the edge onto sharp objects, or unsuspecting passerbys. The other faction are the Doom Lords of Gulch, squat desert warriors right from underneath the Clanic Shelf. They're shorter due to the extra gravitational force of the shelf weighing down on them. The Doom Lords want to destroy the Clanic Shelf to enjoy normal gravity and normal seasons. The Impalers want to preserve their homeland. Tempers have reached boiling point. It's time to wage war. But not before setting up the battlefield. Each side gets a catapult tower, a castle keep, a siege catapult, a crossbow, 12 castle wall blocks, 8 figures, 5 flags, a tent and a ton of projectiles. The crossbow, catapult and catapult tower all require elastic bands for firing the projectiles. It's a good idea to use short elastic bands or loop them up. On the back of the catapults are these little notches that allow you to adjust how powerful a shot is. This is a pretty neat idea and helps a lot with fine-tuning play to your style. However, the catapult towers require 2 rubber bands, not just for the weapon, but for the trap. The platform on the top is spring-loaded. A direct shot on the castle door will cause the platform to spring up, throwing the poor warrior on top in the air and down to his demise. The playing pieces allow you full reign to customise and change up your fortification layout. You can go for wide and expansive, small and compact, have your men up front or to the back. Build your walls tall or have them span your battlement. It's entirely your choice, which just adds to the fun. No two battles will be alike. Being a wily veteran of this game, I figured a few build styles and item positions that can really help, but trick shots can always undo these. Before starting the game, one of your warriors is selected to be leader, and you place these 2 immortality discs underneath him. This effectively gives that figure 3 lives. It's a good idea to position your leader in a place that's not directly in the line of fire. I usually pop him behind the catapult tower. Who goes first is decided by the old which hand is it in, and then let battle commence. You take it turn by turn to fire at your opponent. Each turn you can take 2 shots, and you can choose to fire both shots from a single weapon or a mixture. The crossbow is by far and away the most accurate and most powerful weapon in the game. One of the house rules that I implement when we're playing is if you use both of your shots on the crossbow this turn, you can't use it on the next turn. The catapult tower is pretty accurate and can drop shot onto enemies pretty well. The small catapult is the wild card of the deck and is immensely powerful, though can be difficult to aim and fire. It usually takes a few shots off it to get a feel for how strong a shot should be. The aim of the game is to kill all of your enemy's men. So, what's to stop you from keeping your men safely behind the castle? Well, your weapons must have a figure within 4 centimeters of them to fire. The exception to this rule is the catapult tower. A warrior must be stood on top of it in order to fire from it. So, what happens if your men are too far away from your weapons? You can sacrifice a shot to move them up to 15 centimetres. Here's where you can be really mean with your opponents. Is it 15 centimetres as the crow flies, or is it 15 centimetres along the floor and up the castle wall? It's entirely up to you, and really depends on how well the battle is going for you. You may have noticed all the flags around, and they're not just for decoration. Knocking down all 5 of them will allow you to bring back a fallen warrior back to life. Not only that, but your opponent loses a turn. Knock down 3 flags in 1 turn, that's with 2 shots, and you can bring back 2 warriors, or take another 2 shots. The tent does much the same thing. Knocking the roof off the tent brings a warrior back to life, or gives the player another shot. Sometimes bits of the castle wall will fall in the way of crossbows. Can you move them out of the way? Nope. Your only option is to blast them out of the way, or sacrifice your whole turn by moving the weapon up to 15 centimetres. I almost never move my weapons. The problem is that, fine, you can move your weapon out of the debris, but more often than not, where you move it to will be too far away from the warriors to operate it. You'd need to move a warrior to it, sacrificing yet another shot, and this just seems like a waste to me. Standard projectiles are pretty destructive on their own. But are you hankering for something a bit more devastating? This game has got you covered. There are 3 special projectiles: rock, fire and oil. You only get 1 shot with these, so making them count is crucial. Unlike the standard projectiles, the special ones have a ring you overlay onto the projectile once it has landed. Anything caught in the ring is destroyed. That's right, with these you can destroy weapons. There is no way of getting them back. The only weapon impervious to these attacks is the catapult tower, but it still kills the warrior stood up on the top. The oil projectile works differently than the rock and the fire. It's designed to be used with the fire projectile. It essentially extends the range the fire spreads. It's a massive gamble, and in the 20 plus years that I've been playing this game, only once have I ever had the ring of fire touch the oil ring. Having one of these land on your crossbow is absolutely crushing. Your best weapon is taken away from you. If it's a full moon on a leap year and all the planets line up and you've got your lucky rabbit's foot, your lucky horseshoe and your 4-leaf clover, maybe you might get 2 lucky shots. So, your battle is going poorly and you're getting low on men and desperate for a solution. Fortunately, you have the opportunity to cast 2 spells during the course of the game. There are 3 magic spell cards. You select one at random, but this doesn't necessarily mean things will improve for you. Each spell card has a white spell and a black spell, and you really don't want the black spell. So how do you make sure you get the white spell? Same way you decide who played first. Which hand is it in? It's pure 50-50 chance. White spells, they can fix your battlements, they can bring people back to life or move your weapons forward. But the black spells will set your weapons on fire and you lose them forever. You can make men die, your leader can die. You really don't want the black spell. It's crucial to get the guess right. As mentioned before, this is the Master Battle set, but Tony made a number of sets before and after this one. The line started in 1983. I've played this version. I picked up a copy years ago from a Blue Peter bring and buy sale. Remember those? But if I'm completely honest, I can see why Tommy refined the concept into the Master Battle set. Having things equal means that no one has an unfair advantage. It levels the playing field and only strategy and skill are the deciding factors on the battlefield. Released after the Master Battle set was the Dragon Battle set and the Sea Battle set. I had both of them, but unfortunately no longer own either. Both of them paled in comparison to the Master Battle set. Put bluntly, the Sea Battle set was terrible. Included with 4 ships, 2 for each army, that acted much like the crossbow, except the projectile would invariably get stuck underneath and would not fire out properly. The Dragon Battle set wasn't much better. The dragons acted like catapults, except the projectiles would go anywhere. They'd also fought at the dragon's mouth before firing. They were incredibly irritating. Awesome to look at, but that was about the strength of them. Both the Dragon Battle set and the Sea Battle set command an absolutely absurd amount of money now in the second-hand market. Nostalgia can quite easily play into how you perceive or you review a game, that I can quite honestly say that this game is absolutely amazing. I've introduced it to friends who have never even heard of it and have gone, whoa, this is amazing! This is still as much fun to play now as it was when I first bought it. Smashing friends' castles up, killing their men will never ever get dull. So, other than laying down some serious cash to get a vintage set, what can you do? Well, the series was reworked again to Battleground, and these sets are plentiful. A lot of the original concepts remain, with some interesting new weapons and scenery pieces too. There's a number of expansion packs too to really make a massive battle. These are sets that I definitely intend to pick up in the future, but Crossbows and Catapults will always be special to me. Thanks for watching, I'll talk to you again soon.